Hello there! Today I'm going to react to Finland top 10 things that freak me out. I'm reading his description. By the way, his name is Roy Ristanen, so go and check him out. It says right here that he got to spend 3 weeks in Finland. He's Finnish and was raised as a Finlander in Canada. So yeah, it's pretty cool, you know. I'm sure there's gonna be many culture shocks for him, you know, even though he was raised as a Finlander. But if you don't live, if you didn't grow up in the country, I mean, some shocks are bound to happen. Let's check out the video. Let's go.
Good morning. Hyvää huomenta. These jeans are definitely on their last legs. Get it? Last legs. I'm just here doing myself. Fall of 2019, I took a trip to Finland, and even though I'm Finnish, I still found there were things that freaked me out about Finland that I just wasn't expecting. So today we have the top 10 things that freaked me out about Finland. Very David Letterman. Number 10. Able to buy piirakka and maksalaatikko in the stores like it's normal.
Piirakka and maksalaatikko. I know what's piirakka, but I don't remember it. I know this word. I don't know what's maksalaatikko.
Karjalan piirakka.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Okay. That's why I knew. I never tried it. Oh my god.
Maksalaatikko. Those are things that
those I didn't know.
Take time and effort to prepare and to make for your family and to enjoy and special occasions and things like that.
Yeah, but it never tastes as good. Come on, especially if you buy it from Lidl. It's kind of like the lasagna or the pasta that you can find already prepared. When you're lazy, it's fine. It's okay. Many Italians buy it anyway, but if you make it with love, or if you buy it at the at the place where they make it, like in the supermarket when they have that aisle that they cook fresh food, yeah, that's gonna be way better even than your family.
And here you guys are just willy-nilly buying them in the corner store. Not even the grocery store. They have them in the grocery store, but in the corner store, they're right there with voimona. You know, it just... I couldn't believe it. Number 9.
Love the sound
Eggs
effect.
in the store. You walk into the store to buy eggs,
9.
and they're not in the fridge. They're just sitting out there on the counter.
Oh, the number 9. Oh.
This freaked me out. I had to do a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen many Americans shocked about this whenever they will go to Europe. I thought it was just the United States. Apparently, it's also in Canada. I know that they have to keep them refrigerated because the way they are prepared, they will spoil super fast if they are not in the refrigerator. I don't know.
Bit of research on this, and I found out why. They wash their eggs in North America. So after they wash the eggs, it takes off the protective membrane. So after that, it needs to be refrigerated. In Europe, I believe it's Europe, all of Europe. I'm not sure how many countries do this. But in Europe, in Finland, they don't wash the eggs while they're going through production. So it's...
Why do you need to wash the eggs? That's what I don't understand. Like, there's a friend of my father that always sell him fresh eggs because he has hens. I never washed an egg. I mean, you just break the egg and then cook it. What the fuck would you care about the outside of the egg? I don't understand it. Maybe, but no, not even if you have to boil it, because you're still gonna peel it. You're not gonna eat the outside. I don't understand it. What's the point of washing it? If you guys know, let me know, because I mean, I'm not a scientist. I don't know this.
Still has a protective membrane, so you don't have to put it on the fridge. You just put it on the counter. It was just... I couldn't believe that. I had to look that up when I got home and figure out why they can have the eggs on the counter. Okay, I'm not throwing it at the camera anymore. This one,
this guy, I love this guy.
That really freaked me out. Hearing people speaking Finnish. Now, I grew up in a very not very.
As opposed to go to Finland and hear them speaking Chinese. But no, I understand what he says. I understand what he says. Many times when I've traveled or lived abroad, I mean, I haven't lived abroad for so long. I lived in Malta, but in Malta there was so many people speaking Italian every day. There were so many Italian tourists, and then all the Maltese always wanted to practice Italian with me. Pretty much all of them spoke Italian, so doesn't really count. But when I went to Vietnam and I stayed there for over a year and then I came back, it was so surprising when everyone would speak Italian. It was quite of a reverse cultural shock. Have you ever had that?
Populated, but there was a very strong Finnish community in the town where I grew up in Northern Ontario. Most of those towns around Northern Ontario had a really great Finnish community. So much fun to grow up
so cool
there. But if I ever heard somebody speaking Finnish, like if I was walking down the street or down the mall and I heard somebody speaking Finnish, I would automatically turn and look because odds are I knew who that person was. But going to Finland, everybody's speaking Finnish. I was there for 3 weeks, and even at the end of 3 weeks, I'd hear somebody speaking Finnish, and I feel like I want to look to see who it is. This must be somebody I know if they're speaking Finnish, right? So it was interesting the first couple days, but it wouldn't go away after the 3 weeks. So that really freaked me out. This one, it was jaw-dropping. Okay, it was literally jaw-dropping. I walked into the hotel to check in. They asked what my name was, Roy Ressinen, and she just wrote it down. After I said my last name, I was ready to spell it, and she's already writing it down.
That's something that always happens to me as well. As a matter of fact, it happens more often in Italy with my last name than it happens abroad. Abroad, I say my last name and people will, most of the times, understand it right away, know how to spell it. While in Italy, they always had the little, I don't know how to, how to say it in English. Like you have to put the little thing at the end of the word. I don't know how to say it, whatever. Because there's also a name that is like Nicolo. My last name is Nicolo. So they're always confused whether Nicolo is my last name or my first name. Well, in reality, it's just Nicolo. It doesn't have anything to do with that. So some people spell it wrong in Italy. But most of the times abroad, I'm fine.
She knew how to spell my last name. Never, ever, 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 ever in my life has that happened. It was amazing. Number 6. This one's a little sad.
Why?
But Finland, you're doing an amazing job. I'll give you points for that for sure. Panhandling. Tried to keep an eye out for panhandlers, and I didn't see
I watched a video about that. It's really cool.
Like you got people singing on the side of the road, which was really cool, or playing the accordion and things like that. That's nice. But when you got people that are genuinely homeless and need help, that's a little sad because it's I know that can be definitely very rough. But Finland has an initiative. I made a note just so I make sure I get this right. Finland is the only country in the EU where their homeless rates have gone down over the last few years. That was impressive. Great job. Housing First initiative, where they started to take an initiative for homelessness, is that very first priority, get somebody into a house. Then look at getting treatment for whatever mental illness, substance abuse, whatever the issues are, that comes second. First, get them off the street, get a roof over their heads, get them a warm place to sleep. Very, very good approach. In Canada, we have the last numbers I could find, 130,000 homeless people.
Bro, I can't understand, why is there a sink on this table? I can't understand it. I mean, there's no sink, no, not a sink, yeah, it's called a sink, right? Yeah. But there's no place to make the water go down. What the hell? Why?
In Finland?
It's so weird.
5.
Looks like oh, it's in the other place. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Okay. But what does it need? Oh no. Wow, it's so weird the way this furniture is around the house. Wow, why isn't it at the sink in the middle of the room? Guess because you're gonna eat here. American houses, I guess.
In Finland, 5,482. Okay, Canada's a bigger country. Let's do it per capita. Per 10,000 people in population, Canada has 36 homeless people for every 10,000 people in the population. For Finland, 9. There's 9 homeless people for every 10,000. Let's try the United States. A lot bigger population. 17 homeless people per 10,000. Come on, Canada. Get your shit together.
I wonder what's the number in Italy.
Now, this was a surprise for me that it was something that freaked me out, because it really shouldn't have freaked me out. The sauna. Now, it didn't freak me out in the sense that, oh my God, there's a sauna, I get to go to sauna. That didn't freak me out. The part that freaked me out is that they were just everywhere. There was never an opportunity where I couldn't have a sauna. It was always available, and that was amazing. There was one in my hotel room at one point. There's a sauna in my hotel room. There was one in the hotel, a larger one you can use. Okay, for a hotel sauna.
I do have a question, since you guys are so crazy about saunas. Is there a sauna museum in Finland? There must be, right?
There was public saunas.
Like to learn the history.
The one in the hotel was being cleaned. So they said, hey, just go up the road to the Usi sauna. It's a new place up there. You can have a sauna up there. What a hot sauna. It was great. I had a sauna, I had a beer, I had a snack, chatted with some of the people there in a towel. And that was in a towel in the lobby while we were having a beer. Of course, you don't wear anything in the sauna. Or a big puppy. Coffee culture. Now, this was another thing, along with the saunas, that shouldn't have freaked me out. But it did. It continued to surprise me, Finland. And because being Finn, coming from a Finnish family, I drink coffee. I drink lots of coffee. Not as much as I used to when I was in school, but I definitely drink a lot of coffee. The thing that freaked me out about the coffee culture in Finland, they drink more coffee per capita than any other country in the world. Statistically, Finland drinks 12 kilograms per person per year of coffee. Canada, 6.2. But in Canada, walking down the street, especially in the morning before work, every other person has got a coffee in their hand. Now, I'm not saying I didn't see that in Finland, but hardly at all did I see people walking around with a coffee in their hand compared to here in Canada. But in Finland,
it's pretty crazy. I never understood that type of culture. Like, you have to always be moving. My God, I try sometimes to drink when I'm walking. I feel like I'm gonna splash all the liquid over my body. I don't know. So inconvenient to walk and drink.
Even the coffee shops, the majority of the coffee shops that I went to, when I asked for a coffee and I was leaving, I specifically had to ask for a paper cup to take my coffee with me, because they would automatically serve it in a ceramic cup, because they were assuming I was going to sit down and enjoy my coffee. The other thing that got me with coffee was when we go out for a meal. It's like every time I go out to eat here, the first thing is a glass of water and a cup of coffee, and then we start to look at our menu and things like that.
Oh, that is so cool.
That's standard, but in Finland,
it's the opposite as in Italy. They always give you the coffee at the end of the meal.
Coffee waited till after the meal. It always waited till after the meal, and I was like, I just kind of want a coffee, while I sit and wait and we talk, but. Coffee always waited till after the meal. That was surprising. That definitely freaked me out. I could pick all these up afterwards. Number 5, the quality of the food. By far.
Wait! I always thought it was just the US that had the poor quality. It turns out even Canada.
Underrated place I have ever visited as far as food is concerned. The food was just always good.
But rumor has it we're having reindeer lasagna for dinner.
Oh my
That's where I'm
god!
on my way to now.
Wow!
Particularly cafes, the dessert.
Wait, is that lasagna though?
That's where I'm on my way.
That's, oh my god, bro! I want it too! What the hell? Wow! You can tell it's very fresh by this little leaf. Oh my god, this looks so good!
To now.
Particularly the cafes, the desserts were. I didn't get a chance to eat them all. I tried.
Ooh.
And then to go to the markets.
Oh my god.
The open-faced sandwiches, they were just. I tried to eat as many as I could, but I could not. And the bread.
I'm gonna be so fat.
Oh, it was just so much. I ate as my stomach physically hurt at some points while I was there because I was eating so much.
I can imagine. I went through that when I made the video of the Finnish snacks. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna put it at the end of this video. It was so funny. I will make a second part, by the way, but you have to wait for Christmas. It's gonna be my Christmas gift to you guys.
At home, I figured I gotta jump on a scale, see how much weight I've gained. I had lost 5 pounds in that whole time.
Yeah, because you walk.
On joka puolella Suomea, mutta etelässä ei niin paljon, kun suot on kuivattuja.
Ah, that was number 3. That was number 3. I think I said that was number 5. That was number 3. Number 2, the stillness.
The stillness.
I knew it was more calm than it is here in Nova Scotia. Like even back home in Ontario, it's more calm than it is here in Nova Scotia. So I was expecting something more like what we get in Ontario. But the absolute stillness and quietness at some points, especially when we were up north, it was just so quiet.
Now, I was thinking yesterday how incredibly quiet it is here all the time. It's like almost noon, and it's still incredibly still.
You know, I went out onto the patio just to get some fresh air, and just I had done something that made it maybe clap my hands or something, and I could hear the sound reverberating out into the distance. It's hard to explain. It was just so peaceful. It really, really freaked me out.
That's a good thing. I would
Okay,
love that.
before we get to number 1, I got some honorable mentions.
So I can make all the noise I want and nobody's gonna complain.
Honorable mentions for the top 10 before we get to number 1 are the candy. Amazing. It's not just sugar with some food dye on it. It is really good quality candy for the most part, and especially the chocolate. It was really good. Crosswalks. People pay attention to the crosswalk lights. For the majority of the people that I've seen, you know, everybody, even if there's no cars in sight, people stop at the crosswalk light if it's red.
Bike lane, road, medium, tram, medium, and road. It's like running the gauntlet.
So you might get a green to cross that road, but it's still red to cross the tram. Or it might be still red to cross that next road. You know, so you had to pay attention. You couldn't just, oh, it's green and wander through. You had to watch, make.
Because I think in North America they don't really have that many trams, right? So that's probably why it's like that. I mean, I know in my city there's no tram, so we don't have that kind of stuff. But whenever I go to Milan or even Torino, yeah, I guess so too. Yeah, we do have the double light. I guess, yeah, of course, because the tram is totally different.
Sure of what you were doing. Talking to strangers. Finns always say that they're not approachable, that they're always looking grumpy and nobody talks to each other. And sure enough, somebody sits down beside you, they're not going to say, give you any pleasantries. They just sit and do their own thing. But I forced myself onto people to talk to them because I wanted to meet as many people in a short period of time that I had. And every single time, everybody was very hospitable and welcoming and willing to talk. Hospitality, bar none. I was greeted warmly by everyone. The weather. Finns are totally oblivious to the weather. It doesn't matter if it's raining; they'll still go outside. It's cold; they're still going outside. It freaked me out. Escalators. It should have been on the top 10 somewhere. Escalators really freaked me out. Where people are going up the escalator, it's not a ride. You know, it's like you get on, you go up the stairs. When they get on the escalator, and if they're not walking up the stairs, the vast majority of them all stood to one side. So the other side, people could walk up. Here, they just stand right in the middle. If you want to walk up, you had to, oh, excuse me, come by, you know. That freaked me out.
That's just common sense.
The size of the rabbits in Helsinki, they were huge.
The size of these rabbits.
Well, I can see it.
But yeah, the city rabbits in Helsinki. The design, the architecture in the buildings, beautiful, gorgeous in Helsinki. I want to see more of the country. I know there's cities I want to see still, but in Helsinki alone, the architecture was beautiful. The Finnish design in itself they're so simple. Graveyards, the ones that I've seen while I was there, they could have been botanical gardens. You know, they were so well maintained and taken care of. It was a real pleasure to see that. And lots of people were visiting the graveyards when I was there. Reindeer up north, reindeer were just wandering around like they're. I don't know if it can be considered domestic, but all the reindeer are owned by certain Sami families. But when they're not being whatever they do with them, they just wander around in the wild. You know, it's like at one point we looked up. There was a pile of reindeer sleeping on the side of the ski hill.
Reindeer hanging out on the slopes.
You know, there'd be one just wandering through the yard. You know, it was really freaky to see. People were active. You know, people walked everywhere. It's like we had somewhere to go. Let's walk up there. You know, it was really impressive to see. Like even elderly people. And it's like, oh yeah, it's not far. We walked, and it's like it took 30 minutes to walk there. You know, so it was great. I loved it. School outings. Kids in school were always outside. Well, I'm sure not all of them everywhere, but you couldn't walk down the street with coming across a group of kids that were wandering around somewhere. Colorful suits that all the workers wear, like postal workers, construction workers, road workers. You know, they're all wearing really colorful suits. But mind you, that makes sense because in the winter months, there's a lot of darkness that you're still working. So you need to.
No, I don't think it's because of that, because I always see the workers even here, even in the summer, you see them wearing those type of clothes. I guess it's just safer, I guess. I don't know.
Be seen. Actually, it's a law.
So a car
that
will
you need
see
to
them
wear
for sure.
a reflective item on your person while you're out at nighttime. Good rule.
No, even during daytime, you see them always wearing that here.
Good rule. So those are some of the honorable mentions that I had.
What's number one?
The number one thing that freaked me out while I was in Finland, the free-range kids. It's like these kids, like little kids, are just wandering around in the middle of town, just like they're normal people or something. You know?
Really?
I see this kid, like downtown Helsinki, this kid would walk by. He couldn't have been 7 years old. And
that's crazy.
I kind of looked around and think, well, where's their parents? You know, and it's like,
what? Oh my! I don't think my daughter is 8 years old now. I don't think she will ever be able to walk alone.
That would
go anywhere alone.
Never see that here in Canada. Never. Actually, there's a rule here.
I've never seen that anywhere in the world. Actually, now that I think about it,
I'm not sure if it's right across the country, but I know here in Halifax, grades 1 to 6, when the bus comes to drop you off, your parent needs to be waiting at the bus stop, comes on the bus, one at a time, one parent at a time comes on the bus, collects their child off the bus, and then takes them off. You know, and in Finland, these kids are just wandering around on their own. You know, it was absolutely amazing, you know, to see that, you know, these kids, they're raised with this sense of independence that they could go out and that you know, there's a world out there that you're going to go and see, and you have to learn to live in it. And
that's really cool.
It was. that, you
It
know,
will never be possible in Italy. It's too dangerous for a little kid. But that's so cool that you can do that in Finland. Wow.
kids could still have that kind of childhood to go out and learn to live in the world. I love that. And that totally freaked me out. That was the top 10 things that freaked me out on my trip to Finland. If you ever get a chance, or if it's on your vacation plans to go somewhere in Europe, go to Finland.
Yes!
It will
Can't wait,
surprise
can't
you.
wait.
Or freak you out.
And I was just thinking the air just feels so refreshing. That's a
Looks
lifetime
so
of
beautiful
memories
at night.
for everybody. One thing in Finnish homes is you always take your shoes off before you go inside. Now today's goal, eat all the food. Alexandrine something. I haven't had one since I was a kid. I'm really looking forward to this. Now I just realized the one thing I didn't eat enough of yet in Finland is makka. So one more time to the market. I don't have very much time left. I gotta get in as much salmiakki ice cream as I can. All the profits from gambling
Bro,
in Finland
salmiakki
go
ice
towards,
cream.
social projects
Wow.
like homelessness.
Can't wait to try.
Beer, maybe a glass of water first. Replenish a little bit. Such a beautiful city. Still can't get over it.
Wow, I love this guy, bro. It's amazing. Roy Rissanen. Go and check him out. Finland in a bottle. Oh, wow. My Finnish sauna culture in Canada. Wow, we definitely need to check out more videos from this guy. Go and check out his channel and subscribe. It was really such a cool, energetic guy. It was so much fun to watch him. And I like that he combined his trip, actual footage from his trip into these culture shocks to him, you know, because he gotta face it, come on. You can be raised as a way. I can see that all the time with Italian Americans, you know, when there are those videos that they come to Italy, Italian Americans, and they are so shocked that everything is not what they expected. So yeah, that was really cool. So let me know if you enjoyed this type of content, which other videos you want me to check out, and I wish you all a lovely day. Moi moi!